Hey, what's going on, people? It's the BQF, Black Quarterback Forum, coming to you. Y'all know what time it is. It's Alex Herron, Black Quarterback Forum, BlackPreviewsInEffect.com website. Y'all know what's going on. Hey, Dizzle, hey, Boogie. So, y'all know what time it is for me to go over everything in the league as far as the black quarterbacks go. I don't care about those other cats and those other teams. Y'all know that. So let's get straight to it because I'm trying to keep this as a short session tonight. Y'all see the jerseys in the background. Let me get out the way so y'all can see Lamar and CJ. And then I got the other ones over there when I can. Some of the rookies, Caleb, Jalen Hurts. I'm wearing my man Justin Fields. I mean, not Justin Fields. I'm wearing my man Jordan Love. I do got a. No, I ain't got Justin Fields. I got a Pittsburgh, but in my closet, but it's not Justin Fields. It's a number three. It looks like Russell Wilson at the time, at the moment. But anyway, people, let's talk about week 4. Man, this NFL season, it comes up fast. It's October already. It's still hot in Arizona, though. I mean, it's like 100 something degrees, man. It's just hot. I don't wear this stuff outside. I mean, it's got one flag shirt, it's color shirts, and t-shirt is like almost same colors as green in the jersey. My boy Jordan Love, he lost the game, but man, did you see his stats though? That's a loss though. He had 3 interceptions. I'll get to him in a minute, to lose it. We're gonna start out with the winners in the NFC, right? We're gonna talk about Dak Prescott. What are you making, like 60 million a year right now? 60 million. He did win the game, but they 2-2, I believe. Yeah, they 2-2. I got the records up over here on my big computer from work. I'm in my office, well, my home office, what I call my office, this apartment. Ain't nothing fancy, people, but hey, it's just me and my wife, so with mine, no, hers is all that shit out there. But anyway, Dak Prescott in his last game against the Giants, he was 22 for 27, 221 yards, 8.2 average, 2 touchdowns, 0 INTs. He was sacked one time for -8 yards. One time for well, -8. He was, -8 against his statistics. So he had a rating of 125.5, and they beat the Giants 2015 in New York. I mean, Daniel Jones. Everybody knew that the Cowboys was gonna win, and what's gonna happen with Daniel Jones? Don't care. We'll figure it out. He ain't going to the playoffs, okay? And Dak, he better get there, win the division, win it all for 60 million people. 60. Mm-hmm. Caleb Williams, he got the win. Oh, they happy in Chicago, right? They 2-2. If they won game 1, he lost 2 and 3. Now he's won game 4. But if you're looking at rookie of the year, he ain't close at this point, right? There's Jay Daniels. We'll get to him in a minute as far as the winners in the NFC. But Caleb was 17 for 23, 157 yards. He's on the positive side. He's 100 plus yards, 6.8 average, 1 touchdown, 0 INTs. He was sacked 3 times for 24 yards. And I'm not going into the rushing yet, but I wrote his down. He's 5 for 12 on the rushes, 106.6 rating. So he is getting better, right? I mean, I listened to some of the pregame shows or some of the shows that talk about sports. I do watch the shows, people. I do. I just got busy like an average person. I don't got time to sit down and watch all this stuff anymore. So I try to watch on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday is tonight. Thursday starts the new season. I mean, the new week. Um, Thursday night's game. There ain't no brothers playing this Thursday. I think it's the Falcons and the Saints. Somebody like that. So, or no, excuse me, Falcons and the Saints played last week, but it's not a brother. So let me see who it is. Let me just tell me real quickly. It's the Bucks and the Falcons. I knew it was that division, the Bucks and the Falcons. Okay, so it's not a brother, so I'm not really worried about it. Let's get back to what's going on here. So Caleb, he had that rating of 106.6. It's probably one of his highest and one of his best. So they won. They look good. So that's most you can take away from that victory. In the NFC, we only had three winners, and Jaden Daniels was number three. He was 26 for 30, 233 yards, 7.8 average per pass, one touchdown, one INT. Yes, he was sacked 0 times. He rushed 8 for 47 yards, one touchdown. His rating was 96.3. Um, would you say he had better numbers than Caleb? I would think so. The one interception probably dropped his numbers, his rating down. But he was 26 for 30, 233. So a little tighter there. He only missed four passes, but somehow that interception probably dropped his numbers down. He was the only winner in the AFC. We started with eight. It's down to seven. Kyler Murray. Um, Not Kyler Murray. I'm sorry. Um, Bryce Young got benched. He got replaced, so he's not starting. So that's only three winning quarterbacks in the NFC. The rest are losers. I'll go over them in a minute. But Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, Geno Smith, and Kyler Murray, they all lost their games. That's seven total, and eight with my man Tyler Huntley starting in the AFC in Miami for Tua. So that's 8 and 7 is 15. 15 black guys now. We ain't got to worry about his Tua black. Cause we got a black guy. He did horrible, but he's really black. Okay. But in the NFC of the losers, man, Jordan Love, 32 for 54, 389 yards in the loss. 7.2 average, pass average per play. Four touchdowns, three INTs. He had an 83.0 average, and he was sacked one time for minus 10 yards. So Jordan was still watching. He wasn't getting sacked, but they were losing big time in that game against Minnesota. That started out with him throwing the picks and them getting behind, and most of those yards came in just him trying to catch up. So it wasn't one of his better games, but I still think Homeboy is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the future. That's just me, right? Looking at all these black, and they got half the league in the AFC, in the NFC, both sides. We got half, so we're gonna see. Things are gonna be very, very different in the AFC. Wait till I get to that one. But we got Jalen Hurts in the NFC. He lost to. He was 18 for 30, just 158 yards. His average was 5.3, one touchdown, zero INTs. He was sacked six times for negative 44 yards. He did have eight rushes for 20 yards and a touchdown. His rating was 85.1. Did I say one touchdown and zero INTs? But sacked six times for 44 yards. He probably had over 200 yards at some point during the game. But yeah, Jalen, he needs to get it together, man, because they coming in the NFC for you. That's all. They coming. They coming. I'm just going through the black quarterback. There's some white quarterbacks doing really well in the NFC right now. And all I'm saying is they coming for you. Excuse me, Geno Smith. These quarterbacks was going. Geno always has high numbers, but he's 38 for 56, 395 yards in a loss, 7.1 well, not average, but attempt. 7.1 yards, one touchdown, one INT. He was sacked three times for 12 yards, rushed five for 38. His rating was 86.5. So Geno knows how to get out of the trouble, but he's not sacked that much, but they were losing once again. They were losing that whole game, dog, from the very beginning. They wasn't even close this year. He didn't have a chance. And the biggest loser of all, I shouldn't say that, but Kyler Murray lost to Jaden Daniels. So and they look at him, 16 for 22, 142 yards, 6.5 uh, yards down the field as far as average catch, one touchdown, zero INTs, and he had a rating of 104.7. And I'm not sure if he was sacked. I may have missed that. My apologies if he was. So I can check that, and I'll check that as I just continue to speak. I got I got my work computer hooked up with some scores going on. So let's just see if I made a mistake and didn't put any sacks down for. He was sacked four times for minus 27 yards. So he was sacked four times in that game, Kyler. So those are the winners. Those are the losers. Nothing, you know, extraordinary about that, right? We got these black teams play. against black quarterbacks. They're going to someone win. Sometimes they win. Sometimes they lose. Kyler Murray just got the he Jaden Daniels got the better of that team at that point. A lot of people have picked Kyler Murray and them going to the playoffs in the Super Bowl. I didn't really understand it. Kyler's good, but I mean, here's all the black quarterbacks: Dak Prescott, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. Those are the winners. Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, Geno Smith, and Kyler Murray. Now that's seven. So out of that seven, Kyler's probably he's better than I would say the rookies, Jaden and Caleb. I'll give him that. And then where does he fall with the rest of them? Somewhere on the bottom end. Five or six, five, six, four, five, or seven. So, I mean, in all honesty, coming out the NFC at we're just a quarter way in, but this is a measuring point, right? Because before there was 4, 8, 12, 16. Now they throw that 17th game in there. And it's just like extra to try to get back to maybe what you had lost. But after 4 games in the NFC, let's just take a look at the standings. So obviously Minnesota's off to, you know, blazing things. 4-0. Is it real? We'll see. With that quarterback, we'll see. Washington, they're leading their division 3-1. Get the Cowboys and Eagles at 2-2. It doesn't matter for the next team. The Giants at 1-3. Tampa Bay is leading their division 3-1. Falcons at 2-2. Saints 2-2. And Panthers bringing it up at 1-3. Seattle, they're 3-1, but Frisco is right there, baby. So, and then you got Arizona at 1-3 and Rams. Speaking back about the Cardinals, I just don't see them, you know, surprising anybody. They're not gonna be surprising. I mean, people know who they are. They know what they got to cover. They did add the young rookie receiver. I'm trying to think of his name off the top. His father played in the league. It'll come to me in a moment. Marvin Harrison Jr. There you go. So, and you look at them, and they're not much better. I mean, they're gonna have their times where they're gonna pick on the weaker teams or the weaker defenses, as they did a couple weeks ago, and he got that perfect rating. But since then, it's been 2 weeks now, and his rating this past week, 104.7. These ratings are just off the charts crazy. Anyway, so don't think the Cardinals are going to be that much of a threat to anybody in the NFC. So I just 4 games in, if we were in the playoffs now, ooh, man, talking Minnesota got the best. Seattle, Tampa Bay, Washington. None of those. Well, Tampa Bay, outside of Tampa Bay, it was only playoff team last year. And then Frisco at 2-2, Atlanta, Detroit. Oh, one of those Cowboys. Well, it's only 4 games in, but it's interesting to see how it's going to be going, right? Because some of these teams are going to keep winning and some will keep losing. So we're going to see, but I don't think Kyler Murray and them going to be getting anywhere close to the playoffs or the Super Bowl. That's just me. I could be wrong, but hey. So on to the AFC, which is the most interesting. We have one, two, three, four. We have 4 winners, but one of them got hurt. I'll go over that. We have 4 losers, half and half. How you like yours, baby? A little bit of sugar, a little bit of cream, half and half. So Anthony Richardson, they did win the game, but he got hurt in the first quarter. He was 3 for 4, 71 yards. Check this out. 17.8 average. No touchdowns, no INTs. He rushed 3 times to 24 yards. That's because he threw a couple of bombs, people. I mean, this boy got an arm. I just like watching him throw the damn ball. I mean, because he can throw it like 70 yards, man. I mean, the dude is amazing. If he can stay healthy and get, some right, I'm gonna say coaching because they probably do the best coaching they can, but just get under control and stop trying to be, I don't know, Mr. Everything at once. Because he runs hard and he does. And but he's going to be a competitor. He's going to keep them involved. Oh man, I was about to say Bledsoe, not Bledsoe. His name will come to me in a minute. I'm getting old, people. I can't remember everybody's name. I don't have the name in front of me. Anyway, the white guy came in, the older white guy, and he held on for the victory for them. So, but Anthony Richardson's team, he's the leader of that team. He is hurt. I haven't read about what his status is for this week coming up, but we shall see. CJ Stroud, he pulled it out, a tough one. They are 3-1, 27 for 40, 345 yards, 8.6 on the average. It was 2 touchdowns and 0 INTs. He was sacked 2 times for minus 11 yards. His rating was 110.9. These ratings, once again, absolutely crazy. CJ stood strong, got a late touchdown, and they held on to win. And Patrick Mahomes, 19 for 29, 245 yards, 8.4 yards per average, and 1 touchdown, 1 INT. He was sacked 3 times for negative 17 yards. And he had a rating of 89.0. And he did rush 5 times for 12 yards. I usually don't say it, but he had 5 rushes, 12 yards. Lamar Jackson, enough said, right? With that team, I think they figure out who they want to be now. They are 2-2. He was 13 for 18, 156 passing yards, 8.7 per pass. He had the highest of the winning quarterbacks, well, outside of Anthony Richardson, who only played close to a quarter. 2 touches from Lamar Jackson and 0 INTs. He was sacked 1 time for negative 1 yards. His QBR was 135.4. He had rushed 6 times for 54 yards and 1 touchdown. So but you ain't got to throw it a lot to get the high rating, obviously. So let's like Kyler Murray when he had his perfect game. He only threw like less than 20 passes. So you don't have to throw it a lot to get the good rating. Those were the winning quarterbacks. Okay, they had, well, other than Justin Fields, number one, I'm gonna go over with. They had the highest per catch average, all three of them. We're gonna leave out Richardson because he didn't really play a whole game. He only played a quarter before he got that hip injury. Stroud had 8.6, Stroud had 8.6, Mahomes had 8.4, and Lamar Jackson had 8.7. So when you're winning, you're throwing the ball down the field. Not to these loser guys, but it's a big difference other than Justin Fields. Justin Fields was in a battle with Anthony Richardson until he got hurt in the Colts. That game went down to the wire, I do believe. I believe I watched some of that game. He was 22 for 34, 312 yards, a 9.2 average. He had 1 touchdown, 0 INTs. He was sacked 4 times for 30 yards, and he rushed 10 times for 55 yards, 2 TDs. So, and I didn't get the rating for my man Justin. Let's take a look and see. I got two mics on two mics. I got two uh, things over here. Where is Justin? All right, let's just take a look real quick. Yeah, it's nice when I have this. Justin had a 104.0 rating. So he had 104. So once again, he did lose that game, 24-27. So he messed up some. He had a fumble that they didn't. Well, I didn't. You don't get. I guess when you pull in the stats, but I believe he did have a fumble that was crucial there to put him behind, and they was fighting from behind the whole game. So is he going to keep Russ on the bench? I think so. I haven't read any recent articles today. I just read the articles after the game. So today is Wednesday. I'll get caught up on my reading tomorrow. Speaking of which, I got to get to my book here. I will in just a moment. But Jacoby Brissett, another loser. Well, they played the 49ers. So he was 19 for 32, 168 yards, 5.3 average, 1 TD, 1 INT. His rating was only 70.8, and he was sacked 6 times for 25 yards. So that's a lot of sacks. Frisco, they were going to come at him. You knew that. And it really was never a game. So, and Deshaun Watson, I haven't watched a full Brown game, but they're 1-3, and he was 24 for 32, 176 yards, 5.5 average, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. He He was sacked 3 times for negative 27 yards. Rating was 84.9. He did rush 8 times for 32 yards. So, and I'll get to Tyler Huntley's stats in a moment. They ain't not nothing really to talk about. But Deshaun Watson, a couple years ago, I just thought he was gonna come and thought he was gonna do a good job. But it must be some other issues going on or something still not right with him because he is struggling. I mean, big time. They got the defense, but he's struggling. I don't know about their offensive weapons. I haven't really watched the game in detail to see, but you just thought he was better than that. Tyler Huntley, who they picked up, and because of the other quarterback got a broke leg, I believe I read. He had the worst stats of any quarterback. He was 14 for 22, 96 yards, 4.4 average, 0 touchdowns, 0 INTs. He was sacked 2 times for minus 18 yards, a rating of 73.3. He rushed 8 times for 40 yards and a touchdown. So, they put him out there, and you get what you get, man, when he's only been around for 5 minutes. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, the guy looked like he was a little scared at times. It was crazy watching that game because it was like, oh my goodness, you just need just a little bit of quarterback play. They could have beat Will Levis, who got hurt. That kid, Will Levis, he he don't look like a quarterback. He look like something else other than a damn quarterback. I mean, he can throw the ball long and deep too, but doesn't matter to me. They're gonna lose. I mean, they got one victory, so they might have three or four more, but who knows? Anyway, I guess you're just hoping for Tua to come back. I think that's one of my articles I had at my website. Dolphins are hoping for Tua. But those are your stats, people. Let's talk about the football, this games for a minute. Because I know nobody watch me. I'm an old black guy who just talks about the black quarterbacks, which is all I talk about because the white guys. In the AFC, I mean, it's tough. It's looking, it's looking, it's looking, it's looking cold. You know. So I mean, in the AFC, in the West, you got Patrick, you got CJ. The South, the North, you got the Steelers at 3-1. They have a black quarterback. But I don't think they're gonna hold the division until 17 games. Whatever their record gonna be, and they ain't gonna hold that division. I don't think so. So you're gonna have Lamar. If Lamar don't beat the Bengals, make the Bengals 1-4. That's pretty much what it's over for the Bengals. They're gonna be trying their hardest to make the playoffs. And then you got the all-white division. Well, you got the two brothers who ain't gonna make much of a noise in there. You got Buffalo, who I still like Buffalo to win that division. They got beat up by Baltimore, but then you got the Jets with a Ron. So I still like Buffalo to win that division. I'm just saying they one of the better teams. So if you think about it, then you think about the three uh, wild cards. I'll take the Jets. Somebody out of AFC North. Somebody, who knows? Could be Cincinnati could win. I doubt it this Sunday. They play the Ravens, but they could. They could make their way into the playoffs. They got a good team. They do. Houston, who out of that division? Hmm. Colts, maybe. They can keep their quarterback healthy. And then you got Kansas City along with the Raiders and the Chargers. Who's gonna come up out of there? So I personally feel like at this point Patrick is showing they're probably gonna lose the game. But between Patrick, Lamar, and CJ, I think one of them gonna be coming out the AFC. That's just how I feel about it. It's a little different in the NFC. Currently, we got Jay Daniels. It wouldn't be something if he made it to the NFC or the NFC Championship game. That would be amazing. You got the Falcons and the Eagles. One or two of those teams going to be in the playoffs. You got Minnesota, Detroit, and Green Bay. Ouch. Green Bay could be. But they in third place right now. We're gonna see how things shake out. Three teams coming out of that division. I don't know. Could be. Only one coming out the South though. Two come out the South. Man, that'd be crazy. Tampa Bay could win the division outright. The Falcons. Well, everybody thought. I thought just like everybody else, right? It's gonna be the Falcons, but mm. And West. As much as I root for the black guys, you know, 49ers are gonna come up out of that division. They're just a game out of first place right now. So there you have it, people. I mean, you know, it is what it is with this black quarterback and what I think. You know, not a lot of people gonna watch this site, but hey, when you think about it, there's gonna be a black quarterback in the Super Bowl, the AFC. Okay, I can't call the NFC yet, not right now. It's too shaky. And even San Fran with their quarterback, I like them, but they are just a player away, right, from being hurt. They two losses. They could have two more easily throughout the season. So that's what you get today, people. I'm sitting up here, man, and you know, I watch the sports when I can, but I do try to keep up with the black quarterbacks. Oh, in the book that I'm reading, almost forgot. I didn't get around to it. Black Rise of the Black Quarterback. I'm gonna talk about it every week, and I didn't get around to reading much um, of the book this week. I'm just busy with other stuff, regular life, you know. And there's something else out there to talk about, but I ain't gonna get into it on this channel and what I do here. So, but I keep my eye on that too. But anyway, people, that's it for this week, you know. Black QBs, ineffect.com, baby. Black quarterbacks, BQF, blackqbsineffect.com website, QBS. So, yours truly, Alex Herring, A Boogie. That's me, people. I'm the solo artist this year so far. I did speak to my man, Shmeez. He's doing well. He's got to take care of them girls, though. He got way more stuff going on than me. Anyway, people, we'll get back at you next week. I know only a few people are watching it, but that's okay. When we get down to all the brothers playing in the league, in the playoffs, we're going to see who's watching and talking about it then. There's going to be some white guys out there. We know it. Hell, with the brothers is cream rise to the top, baby. We'll get at you next week. I got my two mics over. I'm confused. All right. Peace.